Hey everyone, welcome back again. Andy Cruz here in Business Development.
And Will Flores with Mortgage Heroes.
So today we're going to briefly discuss some observations that we're seeing in the market. You know, you're seeing the market the way you're seeing it. We have a more dense look at what's happening because we see it a lot more frequently. We're talking to lots of people in the market. So tell me first, what is it the thing you're seeing in the market right now that you want everyone to know about?
Slow.
It's slow. In general, it's slow. Okay. Elaborate a little bit.
Yeah, things have been slowing down a little bit, Andy. Obviously, rates have gone up. It's the highest they've gone up in 40 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just pretty crazy. And, we already know what's going to happen in September.
Yeah.
So
we're going to have another rate hike from the Fed.
From the Fed. Now, is that going to be 0.5%, 0.75%, 1%? There's a lot of speculation. It's going to at least be 0.75 to 1%.
Yeah.
That's the speculation. So the more that we hear about these things, the slower it slows down the market.
Yep.
So
something else I know I'm seeing as I drive around town, and I'm kind of hearing here, there's a lot more listings.
There
I see
is
a lot of people who maybe were on the fence that were cautious of selling in the spring or even last winter. They're like, oh, wait a minute, I got to get my house on the market. So I see everywhere I go on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, it used to be like, oh, there's one open house sign. Dude, there's like 5, 6 on the big intersection corners now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's also that time of season. It's that time of year, actually. So we always notice, like in the summer, people are putting other houses on the market because here comes Christmas.
Yep.
Actually, I skipped it all. Here comes Halloween.
You're gonna go
here
in
comes
order.
Thanksgiving. And here comes, the seasons to celebrate.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, what they do is they want to get to that next stage. So in order for them to get there into, Thanksgiving and Christmas time into their new home, now they list their home because they're looking to do what's called a step up in basis.
Yep.
So they're looking like, hey, maybe, I'm getting a little younger here, Andy, right? And I don't want to say I just turned my birthday here in June, but we're looking for a single-story home.
Yeah.
I'm coming from a 2-story, so it's like going up the stairs. Maybe now it's time to start looking since property values are still at the high. Values are still maintaining.
And this is also the time of year where, to your point, people are looking at the holidays and specifically the Christmas time where they're like, I want to be in that place by Christmas because I want to host, or even Thanksgiving. I want to have that at my house. Now, it's the last day of August that we're recording this, and most people are going to see this right here at the end of August, 1st of September. This is the time to get going if you're not already going so that Thanksgiving or Christmas can be at your house. I mean, even on a 30-day escrow, sometimes they're way shorter than that, 14 days. That's great. But this is the time when you have to start that process so you can find the right house, get that offer accepted, and be closed in time to move in, be settled, and not be rushing the entire time.
I think what happened, Andy, and why there's so many homes on the market now is because last week we did talk about, if you know what happened in the market, put your house on the market now. We know what to predict now. It's hard to predict what's going to happen 2-3 months down the line. So I think they watched our video, Andy.
I think they watched the video, and I think that there's starting to be an semblance of what's going on, right? And I think that right now with houses staying at the market highs, this is the right time for someone who's looking to sell to still continue to do that. So that's why I think I'm seeing all those signs on the street. Not just because people finally decided, but also they're going to get the most bang for their buck on
absolutely,
selling
like I said, I think they watched our video. Sarcastically speaking, I just think that, they're aware that they may not know what's going to happen in a few months. So it's like, let's just go now.
Yeah. So last thing for today, because I wanted to keep this one a little more brief, is we recently came upon some information about the ADU grant that has changed, and we're doing the research on it. So a couple weeks ago, we did this video about building an ADU, looking to create wealth and acquire property that has space for that. And there's going to be more information coming out about this grant.
So I'm actually in the process. I was going to put out information out there that I just signed my architect and so we could start the permitting and stuff like that. So I will be walking you guys through all of this. As I go through the steps of doing the ADU, as far as getting an architect, getting the first inspection. I want to make sure we're walking everyone through it. Also, we've been hearing about this grant, so I want to make sure that I understand it. I become an expert, so that way I can give you this great information and encourage you to figure out a way. How do we help you build generational wealth?
And supposedly there's some amazing, fantastic benefits to this. So without getting into details now, I want to make sure we lock them in tight, and we'll deliver an entire video just about that topic to walk everyone through it, help them understand, and then figure out, okay, well, if that's available to you right now, how can we help you get that.
Yep, that's it. The other thing that we've been getting a lot of great feedback is on these home equity lines of credit, also known as HELOCs, okay? The questions are like, how does that work? Obviously, it's going to work. There's going to be a certain what's called a loan to value, what your house is worth and what's the max that you're going to be able to take out. So the norm is really they want to stay conservative 80%. They push it a little bit to 90, but then it becomes a little more restrictive, etc. So how this home equity line of credit works, okay? It's going to be based on the Fed funds rate, which is right now
2.25. Sorry, but it's going to continue going up.
Correct. We're already looking at that, you know, with the Fed funds now and all that good stuff. It's like we calculate automatically 5.5% plus whatever the prime is.
Yeah.
About 2.25%. So the HELOCs are going to run you around 7.5% more or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
When the Feds announce, or when they not announce, but they increase it.
Yeah.
That's going to go up again.
Yeah, that's correct.
So it affects credit cards. It affects
car loans, short-term personal loans, all that.
Yeah. So once you get the line of credit, let's just say it's 100, 200, up to 500,000. Pretty crazy, Andy. That's somebody that has a ton of equity, right? They probably owe $500,000 on their house. Their house is going to be worth, I'm just going to say like 1.3, 1.4 million.
Yeah.
I see a lot of that.
Yep.
So now they're able to utilize those funds, and you're able to utilize those funds however way you wish to.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So if you have a daughter, son that's going to college, like I did, just send them 2 weeks ago, you know, a lot of parents like to pay for that. So you can use that for that.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking to do your ADU, you can use it for that. You know, maybe convert your garage into it. We'll talk more details about that.
Yep.
But it works similar to like a line of credit. Okay. So we're going to say here, we gave you $200,000. And out of the $200,000, you just use $30,000. You'll pay a monthly payment on $30,000.
On that $30,000.
Okay. So that's how it is. Very simple stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
But other than that, I also wanted to give you guys a huge thanks.
Okay.
You guys have been watching these videos. It's been very engaging. I get a ton of emails asking more details on it. And I'm just glad to be of service to you guys, because when I said you guys are family, I meant it.
Yep.
And so us being here and sharing this information is because we do care where you guys are going to be at. We do care what's going to happen in your future. We just want you to be better prepared.
Yes.
We want you to have a lot more knowledge as to what should I do if I was in your shoes. And that's what we're trying to give that type of information, Andy.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Yeah,
so,
it's been really helpful to get the feedback, get the emails, get the input, the comments. And some of them you guys are seeing on social media, and some of you aren't seeing. And it's really helpful for us to know and engage what is it that we need to continue talking about more or more detail, or the new things that we need to talk about.
Absolutely.
So if you have seen something that you have a curiosity about, a question about, or you're just curious that you want us to try to answer, address, or dig into a little more, you can send Memo an email, you can send me an email, write a comment, or direct message us and let us know what other topics you want us to cover in this series. We're going to continue this all the way through the rest of the year because we're getting great engagement and feedback from you guys, but also it's helping us broaden the breadth of the things that we're talking about here at the office and bring to you the conversations we're having here that maybe you don't know about. That's
correct. And so the market is changing so quickly. The way I look at it, in anything that we're doing, we have to be able to adapt quickly. If we don't adapt quickly, that's where we're going to be left behind. So with that said, again, we thank you so much. And thank you for all your engagement. If you have any friends, family, pass this information on. You know?
It doesn't cost a penny to ask the question,
but it can cost you thousands for not asking it, okay? We'll talk to you soon, guys. Thank you once again.
Thanks. See you next week.
We'll see you next week.